who joins in our studios. Welcome, Sanjiv. Good to have you here. I wanted to discuss so many things, but why don't we start off with those comments then coming in from none other than Anil Agarwal talking about their plans to divest the steel business if they get a good deal. What do you make of that?
Yeah, good morning, Avan. Great to be in Bombay. You weathered a very warm summer, I guess, and it's just the beginning. Delhi is also getting warmer, but the stock markets are getting the warmest we've seen in many years. Anil Agarwal has actually been a stellar performer in the last 2 months. And if you recall, you could not have all the ferrous, non-ferrous businesses doing on all guns firing. And once he announced that demerger of the 6 companies into separate, I think the stock is just starting its derating. As a disclosure, we've got this in our portfolio from those 240, 250. We recommended very strongly. We think 750 once the demergers start to take place will be on the cards. Avan, just to tell you, the third largest silver producer in the country is Hindustan Zinc in the world. It's the only nickel producer in the country. And you are aware of the other businesses along with oil and gas, Sisago, and I think sum of parts, Vedanta is arguably the cheapest commodity stock. And if you have a vision of doubling your money in the next 1 year, I think it will be Vedanta once the 6 companies demerge. So very positive. You will have to take on light that yes, there is a debt element which has always been a sore spot, but you cannot expand the way Anil Agarwal has over the years till you don't have some debt on the on the books.
And then there's the big newsmaker, Kotak Bank, and it seems like things aren't going all too right for it. The latest news with Mr. Manian stepping down and saying that there are going to be opportunities within the financial sector itself. Does this raise alarm bells? What is it that you think investors should be doing with the stock?
Well, see, it will have initial volatility, as did the RBI regulation, which stopped them from onboarding because of KYC. See, one thing, Avan, is very clear that the RBI is strengthening the back office and how fast the KYC norms go. See, we've expanded very rapidly in the last 5 years. Banks, institution, broker, everyone is under the ambit that they've not even been able to comply with the their KYC norms, and IT structure has not picked up. I think it is very minuscule, the type of problems which are there, and over a period of time with the expertise of Kotak, they will get over it. The initial part of resignations coming at a time when all these news come together negative, they definitely have an impact. Well, Federal Bank should be a gainer if Mr. Manian is supposed to be as good as what it was made out. But I think it will be, bless you, I think it will be routine and it will get absorbed by the market. There are enough good people within Kotak Bank who can take that mantle.
Right, okay. Sanjeev, welcome to Mumbai, and tell us, how was Amritsar? You travel to so many places. I'm sure you've got a pulse of what people are penciling in for the elections. What's the vibe like?
Well, thank you, Aisha. It's great to be here. Yes, I was in Vrindavan just before that, and Amritsar was superb. 7 o'clock darshan in the morning.
Yeah,
you can't get better than that. And the warmth of Amritsar is always there. But they are very bullish on the market as usual. And so the political mainstay is a little bit awry over there. If you are aware, they told me to put it on record that by road travel has been stopped from to Amritsar because there is a lot of problem with Preet Pal coming and so on. Now, these are internal dynamics. Sure. The government there is in a total shambles. I think that needs a lot of reinforcement over there. As a state, it's a very big powerhouse given the, and I think there will be a change over there. But people are putting their fingers more on the stock side and gold. Amritsar has one of the biggest gold markets that is smiling its way to the bank.
Oh yeah, absolutely it is. But you did caution that this month in the run-up to the elections will be a little volatile, right?
I know it's difficult to always call a top or a bottom, but all I'm saying is, Aisha, people have made good money.
Yeah.
If you don't take some chips off, volatility and corrections don't come announced, they come without announcement. I am very sure that there is a lot of froth. So see, what did the Fed do? The Fed realizes the commercial market is in a junkyard. If he does not cut rates, there will be defaults and passe on banks over there. So he sounded that again inflation, but he said yes, rate cuts are there. Now whether he does it in June or July is immaterial. Stock markets have digested that. You cannot have all asset classes rise in tandem. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, bond yields and stocks. Something has to give. And I feel that second half of May will see a sharper than expected correction, which will weed out the men from the boys, even if you take in 450 seats coming for the majority, which is the best analysis, which I don't think will happen. But you know, we are here to make money, so politics will go on despite everything. But please take some chips home.
So you're saying out of all the asset classes, it's going to be stocks which will take the knock.
It has to be. You cannot have higher cost of borrowing, you cannot have inflation, you know, still not under the ground, and you cannot have everything going up in tandem. Something will give, and I feel the stocks have run up far in excess. You factored in earnings, good results, elections, everything. Anything on a slight bit of negative can see a sharper than expected correction.
Kunal, on the 1 to 2 months chart, you don't read that, do you, yet?
Then, because in terms of the kind of data that we've collated with respect to auto sales numbers, it's been pretty strong when it comes to a lot of the two-wheeler majors. How have you looked at the overall auto space?
So, Juan, before I get that, you've not seen REC, PFC, they've been 4 baggers from where we've been saying, and still the numbers are the best. So, power is like you've never seen it. In my 35 years, I have never seen the type of return. So, before I can go on the autos, can I give you one power pick, which I think should be the year's pick and for the, everyone who's in. So, there's just as I had given you JP Power at 7 rupees, Reliance Power at whatever load, they have gone up 10 times. This is now, Ratan Power is a 9 rupee stock. It has 2700 thermal power megawatts, 2 plants in Amravati and Nasik. And this stock is definitely getting out of NCLT. It has very, very avid investors like Goldman Sachs and Avade. And I think once it's out of NCLT, this stock is a doubler from here, if not more than that. So if you have capacity and the type of utilization, and now these things coming back on track, power is the new place. So my pick for this year would be Ratan Power. I think 9 rupees can easily scale to 20. Leave aside that, the underlying business once it comes out of NCLT is up and running. As you've seen in the case of JP Power, Reliance Power, today JP Associates also being touted to be bought by NRCLs and so on. So Ratan India is my top pick. On two-wheelers, on the auto side, I think numbers are now more or less pricing in the best. See, we've had a very, very stupendous run in most of these stocks. Demand has outstripped supply, but I think we are getting to an equilibrium state. So you have to be selective in what you buy, whether two-wheelers or in the four-wheeler space. We still think Maruti is going to be leading from the front, but my dark horse play just hit a new high yesterday, that is Ashok Leyland. I think that stock is one which you should be looking at to buy on any dips. If it crosses this 195, 200, you will see 250 coming very fast. The number this quarter will be exceptional. It is the third largest bus maker in the world, 53% share in India. And as you see Indigo expand, you are aware the blue buses are all about Ashok Leyland. So I would say Maruti, Ashok Leyland and Bajaj Auto continue to be the top 3 plays over there.
PSU banks as well, Sanjeev, they've really had their time in the sun. Any ideas, any picks that one can still look to buy or add?
Well, I shall see firstly, if you are in the big club, then Bank of Baroda, PNB are still looking strong. But like I said, the easy part has been played. Now you will have to look for the earnings, look for what the provisioning is, because cost of money has been tough on the liability side. I would recommend a stock called DCB Bank. I think it's a very small bank. The NIMs, the numbers have been far in excess of what the market was making. I think the promoters have put their money where their mouth is. They did a preferential at 138, which was about when the stock was 125. The DCB Bank and Dhanlakshmi Bank, these are my 2 favorites. As a disclosure, these are in our portfolio. But along with that, like I said, Bank of Baroda, Can Bank, PNB are also looking very, very strong. And if the bank nifty's got to lead, then those will participate.
Okay, fair enough. That's the view coming in from that entire cluster of stocks. And a quick take then, Sanjeev, before we let you go on the entire cement space.
Well, cement, Ultratech has taken the cake. I mean, the numbers were the best ever. And we know that this is a slack season in the sense capacities are coming. Once the monsoon goes through, you will see a lot of pricing power come back. But I still think Ultratech, Ambuja are two stocks which should be in your portfolio. The SEC Ambuja combined have something like 63 million tons. Ultratech is now expanding to 140 million tons and looking still good. So I think that space is looking very strong. Also along with that, I would add, Avan, have a look at the actual containers which take this. Concor is one stock which we've been recommending, and Concor is the best ideal play on now a large part of the traffic movement in India and in EXIM on the rail and the other front doing extremely well. Their rates are going to go up, and there was a problem with rakes which has got solved, because that is why you've seen. I think this is the cheapest railway stock available at 60,000 crore market cap. Even if it doubles, it will be a cheap stock. So if you are playing the India story on the railway side, then Concor is an undiscovered dark horse.
Okay, that's tons of ideas as always from Sanjiv Bhasin. Sanjiv, great to have you in the studios. Where are you traveling next? What's the itinerary?
Well, Bangalore, Mysore.
Okay, great.
But Alibag tomorrow. I'm going to a nice place closer to you. You will tell me more about it.
I'm going to
Alibag today and tomorrow.
Okay, great. Have a good stay here. And let's also...
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.